Next question on cash book. Prepare cash book with cash and bank columns in books of Miss Vanya. Okay. So my cash book, it has been asked that there should be two columns, cash column and bank column. Okay. Point number 1. Cash balance rupees 34,000 and bank overdraft 5,000. This is your opening balance given to you. So it will be opening balance and you have to write here to balance brought down. To balance brought down, cash balance is 34,000. So in cash 34,000 and bank overdraft means in the credit side बैंक में जितना पैसा है उससे ज्यादा ड्रॉ किया है. सो इन योर क्रेडिट साइड बाय बैलेंस ब्रॉट डाउन and in your bank column 5,000 rupees. So first point is done. Now your second point. Received a bearer check from Mr. Daga rupees 12,800 in full settlement of his account 13,000. Okay. We have given a discount of 200 rupees, that is 13,000 minus 12,800, but since we don't have a discount column, as the question specifically says only two columns, cash and bank, we are not going to record the discount. Received a bearer check 12,000. Now since you have received a bearer check, the question is whether it is deposited in the bank in the same day. So I should do the entry bank account debit, or it is kept with me and deposited in the bank in the later date. So I should try and move a few entries ahead and find if the name of Mr. Daga is there. Means I have kept it, retained it, and on a later date I have put into bank. So point number 3, purchases goods. Okay. Point number 4, deposited into bank the check received from Mr. Daga. So here you can make out that the check received was not deposited into bank the same date. It was retained with me. So the entry will be, I'll be treating it as cash for once. So the entry will be cash account debit to Mr. Daga 12,800. So in cash book, cash account debit to Mr. Daga. Second point, and the amount is 12,800. Although I have not received any cash, but I am depositing it later into bank. So for once I am assuming that cash is received. When I will deposit, what entry I will do is bank account debit to cash account. So bank account will raise by 12,800 and cash account since being credited, so this debit effect will be removed and ultimately the entry which will remain is bank account debit to Mr. Daga. So this point is also done. Third, purchase goods of rupees 10,000 at the rate 5% cash discount. Now I don't have a column for discount. The discount will be 10,000 into 5%, that is 5% is 500. So 10,000 minus 500 is 9,500 and I have purchased goods worth rupees 9,500. So my entry will be purchase account debit to cash. So point number 3, purchase account debit to cash. So by purchase by 9,500. And remember, it is just a method of doing quickly. See, opening balance is here. So whatever comes in cash or bank, to your debit side note them, and to your credit side whatever expense by way of purchase, by way of your telephone bills paid, rent, drawing, office expenses, any investment, anyhow the amount is going out should be recorded in your credit side. Okay. Point number 4, deposited into bank, check received from Mr. Daga. So now it is a contra entry because one side will be bank and the other side will be cash. The entry will be bank account debit to cash. So in contra entry only, in cash book also I can write to cash. So point number 4, bank account debit to cash, and you will write here contra ka C, and since it is to cash, in bank will be the amount 12,800. See, it is nullifying the effect of 12,800 here and 12,800. Okay, so bank account debit to cash, so here it will be by bank, and bank here contra का sign लगाओ C, and it will be in bank cash column में 12,800. Done with point number 4. Now point number 5. Purchase 50 shares of Tata Power of face value 100 each at the rate rupees 120 each, paid through check. Okay, फेस वैल्यू से मतलब नहीं है, मैंने क्या पेमेंट किया है, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. सो आई एम परचेजिंग टाटा पावर शेयर्स, दैट इज माई इन्वेस्टमेंट. So entry will be investment account debit, and since I am paying it to shares, I am paying it through check. So investment account debit to bank account. Expense है in your credit side. Point number 5. Investments account debit to bank. So by investment, or you can say by shares of Tata Power Limited, and 50 shares of 120 each. So 50 shares of 120 each comes up to 6,000 rupees that I have paid through check. So in the bank column 6,000 rupees. Point number 6. Sold goods to Raja rupees 12,000 and received half of the amount immediately at a discount of 10%. So okay, first let's talk about the entry. Sales किया, पैसा तुरंत मिल गया. So cash account debit to sales. To sales. Now the question is how much amount is received. See, sold goods to Raja 12,000 and receive half the amount immediately at a discount of 10%. So half amount of 12,000 is 6,000. 6,000 paid, 10% discount means less 600 your discount, and 5,400 in your outer column. So 5,400. Okay. Now moving on to point number 7. Deposited into bank 2,000, a contra entry. You are depositing into bank, so bank account debit to cash. contra entry में कैश बुक में टू कैश लिख सकते हैं. सिर्फ एक कॉन्ट्रा एंट्री ही वो ऐसी एंट्री है जिसमें कैश बुक में भी टू कैश लिखा जाता है. ओके, सो कॉन्ट्रा बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैश अकाउंट. सो कैश लिखा है तो बैंक कॉलम में लिखो 2000. एंड द सेकेंड इफेक्ट, पॉइंट नंबर 7, सिंस द एंट्री वॉज बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैश, इधर लिखेंगे बाय बैंक, बाय बैंक कॉन्ट्रा एंड बैंक लिखा है तो कैश कॉलम में लिखो 2000. Point number 7 is also done. Now point number 8. Bank paid our telephone bill 560. We must have given bank standing order to pay our telephone bill when it is due. So bank has paid my telephone bill. Telephone bill is expense. Expense जब होता है तो expense account debit करते हैं, right? Debit all expenses. So telephone bill account debit to bank because bank is paying. Telephone bill account debit to bank. So buy telephone bill. टेलीफोन बिल माई एक्सपेंस, ऑल माई एक्सपेंस. कुछ भी चीज जिससे पैसा बाहर जा रहा है उसको क्रेडिट में रिकॉर्ड करो इन योर कैश बुक. सो हाउ मच इज द टेलीफोन बिल पेड बाय बैंक? 560. So in your bank column 560. Point number 8 is done. Bank charged interest on overdraft rupees 50. Okay, interest on overdraft again my expense and bank is charging, so credit karo bank ko. Entry will be interest on overdraft account debit to bank. So buy interest on overdraft. Ninth entry and the amount is 50 in your bank column. Point number 10. Received a check from Sita for rent rupees 1000. So बैंक में पैसा आ रहा है to your debit side. क्यों आ रहा है? Because of rent. So your entry will be bank account debit to rent account. And point number 10, bank account debit to rent. So to rent, money coming in bank account. So in your bank column 1000. Bank informed that check received from Sita dishonored. अभी point number 10 में तो check received हुआ था rent के लिए and that check is dishonored. Means what entry I had done when I received the check? Entry was bank account debit to rent account. So just reverse this entry. Rent account debit to bank account. रेंट अकाउंट डेबिट टू बैंक अकाउंट, तो यहां डालोगे बाय रेंट. योर पॉइंट नंबर 11 एंड 1000 इन योर बैंक कॉलम. जो यहां पर आपने डेबिट किया था वो यहां पर आप क्रेडिट कर रहे हो बैंक कॉलम में बिकॉज द चेक इज डिसऑनर्ड. सो व्हाट वाज डेबिट इज बीइंग क्रेडिटेड हियर to nullify the effect. Okay. Point number 12. Proprietor's medical bill rupees 500 and office expenses 700 paid through check. Again payment, so to my credit side, and the entry will be proprietor's medical bill. Now this is not the bill expense of your business. It is drawing. Personal expense है वो proprietor का. So proprietor's medical bill 500 is nothing but drawing. The entry will be drawing account debit to, see, paid through check, so to bank. So by drawing. How much? 500 is your drawing because it was payment of proprietor's medical bill. And now second part of 12. Office expenses. Now office expenses are okay. Office expenses of 700 paid through check. So office expenses account debit to bank. So expense है credit side में लिखो by office expense and the amount is 700. Okay. Let's start taking the total. The total of your cash column 52,200. Okay, so write the total 52,200 and cash column here 52,200. यदि total है तो balancing figure निकालना पड़ेगा. By balance carried down. Here by balance carried down comes to 27,900 in your cash column. 27,900. Okay. Now take the total of your bank column. It is 15,800 over here in your debit side. 15,800 and 15,800 here. And since there is no place, I am writing the balance here. You have to write here in your bank column. The balance come to 1,990. 1990 is your balance of bank closing balance. So this is all for the solution.